who are tuning in to watch the show. My name is Jeffrey, and I have the privilege of sitting here together with Dr. Darrell Wolf. It is his last day here in Ixtapa at this World Healing and Training Center, and we're going to just talk a little bit about the experience, the boot camp experience that's happened here, and what is on the way that is going to be delivered right to you. Darrell, what do you have to say? This is the last day of a culmination of about a year and a half here, where you were able to provide these opportunities to people to come down and experience a new version of themselves. What were your key highlights, and what do you want to take away from this?
Well, it may not be what you think I'm going to say, everyone. My key highlight is that I believe that treatment does not work. I believe that treatment can show people that there's hope, and hope does not float. It's like, honey, do you want to treat? You've been good. It's like, for people, it's go get a treatment because I'm in pain. Understand something. Whether you're talking about natural health or whether you're talking about the medical system, nobody goes for treatment, okay, unless they're suffering and in pain, because that's how much value that 99.9% of the population have, and it's not their fault. I want to tell you something that I've learned. So we decided about 4 months ago, right, to do this world tour. But I'll tell you something. I have had my ass kicked and handed to me. And I get it now. People aren't bad, but they got bad beliefs. Bad beliefs. And here's my belief, and it was a bad one, that I thought I could treat people enough to give them a personality change so that they can make better choices in loving and caring for themselves, and it's not true. When we come back to Mexico, we'll be opening up a new type of clinic. Jeffrey, do you want to explain what we've learned? Because I'm going to let him start and then I'll add into it. But the reality is nobody will be coming just for treatment. I want to say this in the nicest way, and there's no way to say this without getting beat up maybe a teeny bit. I'd say about 98% of the population has either a drug addiction, prescription, drug addiction street, alcohol problem, or a sugar addiction to the point that they might as well be snorting cocaine. People will come here and they believe that if they do more than the so-called average person, that's great. Well, you know what? Doing more is not enough. Because the average person, the majority of the population has an autoimmune disease. 1 to 3 of them, how's that? The majority of the population is never going to discover self-love and self-care or actually be able to make conscious choices and know that the entities that actually rule our world, medical system, government, I want to get into it, you know, food corporations, they're all owned by this entity that feeds off of your suffering. This new clinic that we're putting together will be based on training 95% and treatment only 5%. Jeffrey.
Well, the idea here is everyone, at every moment, you have the ability to choose whether you're going to have a positive thought or a negative thought. What we have found is it's better to be able to provide an opportunity for people to take charge of their transformation journey. Not to come to a place where they've given up and they're hoping that it's going to just come to them and now here's the resolution. It's you need to be proactive. You need to be part of it. You need to be a continual student. It's not just what happens when you come for a transformation experience. It's what's happening before and after to stay as that continual student. So what Darrell's talking about is, yes, there are the treatments that you're going to get, but it's the learning that you're going to get. It's what do you do on an ongoing basis once you've left this journey that you've come through for this transformation retreat, or whatever we're going to be calling it.
This is not a fortune cookie thing that I've been saying. You're either going to love and care for yourself or you're going down. And don't worry, you won't even notice that you're going down and that you're getting stiffer, more inflamed, more in pain. Oh, and that old age, you're doing good for your age. We're not dealing with this anymore. We're going to be dealing only with those people that say, yes, I need to be treated, but only to the point that I know that training is what's going to happen. Because when I leave to go back home, I'm coming up against, and whether you think so or not, you're coming up against your family, your friends, and everybody else, because hardly anybody's going to buy into this. Because I've told you, and this is not some fortune cookie thing, we only are going to be treating the 1% of the 1%. Because understand something, everybody else can go to other practitioners that I've trained and go get treated. But this clinic is not going to have anybody come, and you're not going to be able to come and just come for treatment. You will come for training. And the reality is this. Does anybody notice how I talk? How we give a money-back guarantee for the first treatment? How we give a money-back guarantee on our consultations? How when I talk, I tell you that even natural health is watered down and twisted, and that the majority of health practitioners out there aren't focused on the things that are actually going to make even big changes even when they do their body work. And I know I'm right about that. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to put down the rest of the world. I'm trying to tell you that the so-called psycho-elite have been at this for centuries. Even the people out there that are doing natural health aren't doing it right, most of them. And guess what? People can pick on me or do anything, but guess what? Everybody says, oh, they're coming for you. You're going to get in trouble. Well, I'm not going to get in trouble. I don't do anything illegal. But they're going to make it look like it because guess what? We're coming up against so many things. What if all I wanted was to show that if everybody got trained to master their mind, and if they were to get the strategies and techniques of the perfect day, the internal, external therapies, learn Wolf non-surgical, and learn that it's okay for the whole world to be up against you and just sit there with a calm smile and know that you're loving and caring for yourself. So when people come to us, we're actually going to be approving whether they come or not. Because look, God love all the people that come to us, but most of them have terrible addictions. And we know that they're not eating right, they're not drinking right, they're not taking their nutritionals right. But the main thing they're not doing, because we haven't gone in and brainwashed them. So whether you want to believe it or not, you're going to get brainwashed. It's all about brainwashing. If you don't brainwash yourself and create new dominant, prominent thoughts in your brain, you're never going to change your personality, and it's not your personality, and you're only suffering because you have a suffering belief system. I don't suffer. And I'll tell you something, I could suffer a lot. Because, you know what? Because the majority of the population are never going to buy into me because I'm too radical.
Well, it's about being proactive in the way that you're looking after your own health, your wellness. Most people go to different programs and they transform, or they go through a new journey, but they do it just long enough to get the results that they really wanted, and they typically go back to what they were doing before. So what we're doing is creating the strategies, the platforms, with this new app that's coming out.
Yeah.
It's to give you the insights and the inspiration and the information so that you could begin that journey right at the moment that you decide that you're going to start that journey. So that when Daryl was saying you need to apply, you need to be approved, you need to qualify in order to move forward, because we want people who are going to continue that journey. We're going to give you all the strategies, all the action steps that you could do on a regular basis, so it's not just that one period of time that you're coming for your treatment and then you go back home and you're on your own. We're giving you an opportunity to be supported along the way.
We're going to give you lifetime support, and we're going to, I'm going to tell you something right now. All of you that have called me a fraud, you're right, I am a fraud. And I'm going to continue to be a fraud as long as I take people in just for treatments. And understand something, whether you want to believe it or not, but 95 to 98% of the people that come here, we have taken them further with just our treatments than they've ever got in their life, and we can prove it. I don't put the testimonials up because I'm not going to do that. I don't want to market myself like that. And the reality is this, I am a fraud unless I go, no, you're not just going to come for treatment, because All I'm going to do is help to turn the scar tissue back into connective tissue, melt the crystallization, get the calcium back into your bones, and then you're going to go back home and you're going to jump on the same wagon because we haven't brainwashed you that you will not die if you don't get somebody's love because you're not eating, drinking, or thinking like them anymore.
Yeah, it's one thing when you're coming and you're in the environment and you feel that you've got people around you who are supporting you, but then you go back and you're on your own.
Good luck. Good luck.
So
it's not going to work.
The platform, the app we have is your accountability partner, your way that you can keep doing things on a continued basis to make every day as perfect as it can, to make it a perfect day. But it's up to you to be able to do that. We want to be able to train you and give you the path that you can go on so that you don't feel that you're on your own and you could take continual steps. And if you do those steps, you're rewarding yourself and you're actually getting rewarded within the platform too. And that's where the opportunities come in so that you have that journey that you can go on. So it could be as intensive as you want it. You can take as much action as you want or as little as you want.
You only have the value that you have because of the belief systems that you have. So let's pretend that you have more value. So when you come here, that you're going to do 6 hours a day with us. And you're going to love it. 6 hours a day. And you're going to do 7 days with us. So come longer. The reality is that once you become your authentic self and you stand in your power, things become easier. Making money, loving yourself, breathing, smiling, having all the energy, not losing the energy because you're compromising yourself because you know that you have to compromise yourself because you know what? I can't live without love. Well, now you're going to love yourself enough to stand in your power, maybe become the light for your family. Look, we have Body Proud personal treatment and trainings. We have the pain-free pregnancy personal treatment and trainings. You can come down here if you don't want to take the pelvic restoration 3-day one. You can take it one-on-one with one of our registered pelvic trainers. So you don't have to do it in front of other women. You know, you can come down here with your caretaker or with your partner or with your whole family. And we're going to go through everything from internal, external, exercise. We're going to teach you how to do wolf non-surgical on each other as a family so that you can bring down the power and you will not have to go to emergency anymore. And you will know what to do with a fever. You will know what to do with any inflammation, pain, swelling, or stiffness. And you will have 95% to 99% of that gone for the rest of your life. And I can say that. The reality is this. So I opened up this place. We have people coming down and they'll even come down for 2 or 3 weeks. They'll go and come to like a consultation. They'll come to like a meeting that we do. And then guess what? They're sliding off. They're not eating right. They're drinking the wrong things. They're toking, they're smoking. And then they're coming to us and going, it's not working, because guess what? They don't want to disappoint us. But their subconscious has no problem in lying to protect the dysfunctional belief systems. And unless we go deep, unless we go in intensive training. So if you don't want intensive training, I want you to go to one of my practitioners around the world to get treated. I do not want you coming to me anymore. And I'm telling you why, because I'm a target. I'm a target for every system out there that doesn't want you to know that it's broken. And understand something. Most of these systems aren't broken. You can't fix them. There's no fixing them because they were built to be broken to break you into pieces, for you to sell yourself off by the pound. Tell me you're not. Jeffrey.
It's really about the actions that you're taking every day.
Yeah.
It's the actions that you yourself feel proud to be able to do. You know, you talked about a body proud treatments or body proud retreats. It's really the actions that you're taking that you can do on a continual basis. Yes, you'll learn them from us in a more intensive setting, but then what do you do with that? Are you continuing that when you go back home? And what are you doing before to prep yourself? It's not just about showing up somewhere and laying back. This is an active participation that you need to do. So it's what you're doing before, what you're doing during, and what you're doing after that really will put you on that journey of true transformation.
Do you know when you said, I don't know who that was, who did that? That wasn't me. Or do you know when you've taken something and you ate it And by the time it's swallowed, you went, oh God, I did it again. Well, guess what? With our training, you're not going to mistake in that anymore. Remember something, your prominent dominant beliefs make and shape your day. I don't care how tired you get or how many people around the table want to celebrate poisoning themselves, because that's what you do. Don't tell me you don't. Let's go celebrate, Jeffrey. Well, when we go to celebrate, we're going to go to some vegan restaurant, right? Okay, we might do a shot of Mezcal because we know our limit. We're going to stay within it because we want to stay within our power. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if my whole family just made a meal and I know it's going to bloat me, okay, make me feel sluggish. I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to do for me. And guess what? If they're offended, that's what the whole world is offended by me. So I'm over it. You know, I'm going to tell you, 3 days ago, I was at a point. Quit or just allow the world to be offended, because it's going to be offended forever. And that's okay. Let it be offended. But understand, I want you to think about this. When we go on this tour, we're already making headway, aren't we? Aren't we? We're going to City Hall today. We're doing all kinds of stuff. We're implementing stuff before we even leave, so that, guess what? We're going to be creating an area that we will have places for people to stay, won't we? Yep. They're going to be for personal treatment and training, not for just treatments. Because guess what? To just come for treatments, we're mistreating you. Okay? And you're only going to be good till the next treatment. Then you're going to go home and it's all going to come back and you're going to say it didn't work, because guess what? You came back to not your original self. You came back to being everybody else, doing everything else, and not really doing for yourself.
Yeah, and this will be on an emotional and a physical level. You know, like you always say, the invisible creates the physical. You need to be able to come in and have the strategies, the protocols, and the information that's going to allow you to keep going on that journey on all levels of your life, and then be able to take that home with you for yourself.
What if you didn't react and attack yourself or anyone else again, and you allowed everyone else to poison themselves on an emotional, physical level, and you just love them? You didn't try to go home what you learned here, because that's what we teach you. You will never leave here from a personal treatment and training, whether it's 7 days or 10 days, or it doesn't matter. And we'll customize them, won't we? We'll customize what you want. But you'll never go home to try to sell to your family or try to save them again. You cannot save your family. You can change yourself and then become the light for them. That's all. You'll just drain yourself. Oh my God, I can't believe all the information. I can't wait till I get home and then my whole family disapproves of me. No, you need to go home and keep your mouth quiet for 9 months, because you need to birth the real you. You know, the ones that want to change are going to go, what the heck is going on with you? You're a lean, keen, sexy machine. Wow, you're so focused now. You know, you're just really on the ball. Man, where did all that weight go? You know, why do you have such a positive attitude? Wait for people to come back to you, and that's what we want to do. Sowing the seed is you the seed. And then guess what? You will bear fruit without even doing anything. And then your family will come and pick that fruit, which is the light of you.
Yeah, an intensive transformation retreat is not just what happens there, it's what is ongoing. Like you said, how are you interacting now with your family, your friends, the people around you? That's what you need to learn, so that you stay in always an empowered state.
And here's the one thing I want to tell you. Before we came to Mexico, that's all we did was personal treatment and trainings. We were triple booked all the time with doing this. Or personal certifications, where somebody wanted to be certified in one of our certification courses. But I need you to really understand something. This is your life. This is your life. And when you come here, we're going to open you up and you're going to go, oh my God, I thought there was only ugly in there. All there is beauty. You're not going to see anything ugly. And people go, oh, when they get here, oh my God, I have so much to work on. I have so much guilt and I have so many. That is not our focus. We are going to take that and shove it over and put it into a garbage can. And we are going to stay in the present moment and move forward, okay? Because guess what? Guilt never served anyone. And we're going to teach you that when you go home, your family has been conditioned to guilt you so that you stay low vibrational. And you are not going to judge them for it. but you are going to hold your vibration, which means that you are always going to, guess what, maybe come across a little bit selfish at the beginning because they're not used to you even spending any time, any kindness, or any love with you because you were so desperate to have them fill up your tank.
Again, you know, as I've said many times, most people transform long enough to get the results they want, and they go right back to it. And that's why we're providing all these different opportunities, all the platforms and pathways we're creating, even this new app. So next week, you'll actually be able to go onto NWPWorldTour.com, and there'll be a spot where you can sign up so that you're notified when the app is available for you. Because it's about taking those small baby steps. And when you're ready to take that bigger one, then there'll be a qualification process for you to be part of these intensive transformation experiences that you'll be able to be part of.
And this app will actually track you to try to get you along the path that you would like of self-love and self-care. It won't, we don't track you, we don't want your information. The reality is this, what if we could actually build something that we gifted the whole world, whether people spent money with us or called us or we never met them or we never talked to them, but we touched them.
Absolutely.
We touched them. And you know, you can believe it or not believe it, but guess what? Our actions will speak louder than our words. And when you see the transformation of the World Healing and Training Center over the next year, we are going to create an evolution, love revolution. And we will do it. So I'm going to be leaving here tomorrow. And if you go to NWPWorldTour.com, my first lecture is actually going to be in McKinney, Texas. And you can go get the date. That's on Sunday. I don't even know the date. Doesn't matter. And then the next one will be in Chicago. I've got 2 of them. And then I've got just outside of Chicago, Bolingbrook, and at a golf course. And then the next one will be Stuart, Florida. And then I'm going to Vancouver Island to do some personal treatment and trainings. And then I'm coming back to Stuart, Florida early in April. And we're doing a new world practitioner training, a whole life coach, and Wolf Non-Surgical, and a Braveheart Circle. And that's for anybody who wants to learn how to fall in love with themselves. But most people think that's too selfish, which is good because we only have 16 spots in that circle. But the reality is and then we have another course done by Serena and 3 other master trainers called the Pain-Free Pelvic Restoration and Disease Prevention. And it's an amazing 3-day course for women. And we're going to be doing this all over the world, like Stuart, Florida, Texas, Chicago, Croatia, England, Barrie, Ontario, Calgary.
Did you say Australia?
Australia. And then guess what? And during that time, I'll be coming back here to get our new place set up and to organize things in and out. And this will be the final act. This will be the one that we understand that it's better to work on only 100 different small groups or couples in a year and be totally successful than work on 10,000 and get a backslap.
So, you know, head over to NWPWorldTour.com. There's information that we've been putting together over the last number of weeks, months, of what all the courses are all about. What are the certifications all about? What you can expect. And then come to one of these locations. Number one, there's lectures in each of these cities, so you can get a little bit of insight of what this is all about. And if you know people in those locations, let them know about it. Let them get to have some sort of aha moment when they come out to these lectures.
We just want what you want. And I know what you want. I mean, you don't do one thing in your life. You don't do one thing. Everything is based on happier, joyful, pain-free. This is it. You do everything. I mean, you know what? People actually go to war because they have this belief system that's going to make them happier. Seriously. Whether it's to war with themselves, their family, or the world. Think about how crazy we are. Okay? All right? Let's put it this way. You know, this week has been a challenge, and I've just said to a few people that I just said, you win. You win. I'd rather be happy. Okay? You win. And understand, let the world win what it needs. Okay, just know what you need. You need to find that true love, and that true love is all about you.
Yeah. And you know, if you want to get started on something immediately, if you go again to NWPWorldTour.com, you can see you could take the Body Proud Challenge and then come out to one of these certifications.
Yes.
Come out to the lectures, come out to the courses, and then be able to share what your journey was like. And come out to them and see what kind of person you can become when you get the information that you don't even know that you don't know. You know, you come into these courses or even these lectures with that whole notion, I don't know what I don't know. When you leave, you will find that you are in a different level of awareness.
I've got something for you to think about. There's not one person out there that doesn't want different in their life, correct? How well do you embrace different? Remember, your subconscious was built from 0 to 7 and even longer. That if something's different, you go in and judge it first right off the bat instead of observing. Okay? Yes, I'm different. And if it upsets you, then you shouldn't observe me. The reality is this, like I said, I'm not telling you that we are the latest, greatest thing. We're not. We're only for the 1% of the 1% that says, you know what? Yeah, I've tried everything else, okay? And this does scare me a little, and I go, yeah, it should, because this is a major shift, okay? It's not going out and being treated by a different therapy anymore. It's not going out and just going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist and just trying to keep the burner turned down. It's going in and deconstructing and reconstructing a new, better, high vibrational you.
Yep. The goal is to touch the hearts of millions around the world.
Yeah, but our goal is not to try to treat millions anymore. So you need to understand that. When this place shuts down, which it is right now, it's shutting down, okay? When we reopen, it's either you're all in or you can go to one of our therapists around the world, but we will not be doing anything except going all the way. I have to go all the way. And you know, the reality is when you start talking like I talk and talk about how human beings are just amazing and they can heal from anything and everything when they become that, and that's it.
It's massive personal action on everyone's part.
Yes, it is.
Right?
On
It is.
everyone's part.
Which includes you.
So here I got my butt kicked, and the reality is this, is I get it. Yes, I'm a fraud if I think that I can treat people and change them. It's not, oh my God, you're so amazing, you're so amazing. Oh my God, Sage. Oh my God, Violet. Oh my God. Well, whatever therapist you go to, oh yeah, the therapy's amazing. But the reality is you need to be the one that's the amazing you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The amazing you. That's it. Yeah, at the end of it all, you want to be thanking you, not even thanking us. You want to be thanking you. Because if you're not thanking you at every moment of the day, you will be played. You will be played. And you won't like what they're going to do to you.
Yeah, again, you have that choice every moment to make it a positive thought that you're having or not a positive. You get to choose. We're going to give you the strategies to help you make the better choices, but it really is up to you.
And listen, you're always going to be tested and challenged. It doesn't matter. You're either struggling, okay, to get out of the cocoon and become a butterfly, or struggling because you're going to stay in that cocoon. You know, the reality is this. We have been challenged like unbelievable in the last 6 months. And the universe goes, Daryl, if you really want this, you know what? You're going to have to dig deeper.
Well, it's a big message,
But you know what? You have unlimited potential.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that big. You know, one of my teachers said to me, in the eyes of God, it doesn't matter if you're asking for something small or large, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay? Get back your imagination, because that's the most important, valuable gift that you've been blessed with. And turn it on. And then breathe into it. And when you start thinking about the things you want, just know this, you deserve them. You deserve them. And just know that we work for you. Now, if you could work for you, how beautiful that would be.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
All right. So I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll come back on when I go to the airport tomorrow,
Yeah.
and you know, and then it'll be Bun on the Run.
Yep. And everyone could follow your journey.
Yes, but do go to NWPWorldTour.com and understand that the one-a-days will never change. Because guess what? I've never been so happy as to give. Okay, getting is okay, but guess what? When you're giving with your heart, you never have to worry about getting. It's called universal justice. You have a beautiful day.
Bye-bye.
3, 2, 1. You've got this, Braveheart.